tired. I was like, I'm ready for the next thing. I don't know what the next thing is. I found the job as a financial advisor. I got hired. I was just on the journey. I was just on the journey to find what was next for me. I had no idea that this journey was going to lead me to this moment here. Top of the morning. For me, whatever time of day it is for you, when you're watching this. And welcome to Tweed. New episode. Different day. This will hopefully be out on Tuesday, August 22nd. I wanted to, of course, put it out yesterday, but I was drained, however, from class, but class is done. I'm officially done with class, and so I have about a 2-week break, thankfully. And that class really, drained me. Like, it took so much out of me. There was so much going on with that class. Like on the front end, like in class, but also on the back end, like doing the actual coursework though. And like dealing with like people. It was a lot. But it's over, and I got through it, and I'm confident that I'm going to come out with an A. This episode today is a continuation of that last episode, because I realized after the fact, like watching the video back, that I wasn't as transparent as I like to be, and I don't want to contribute to the countless people who create content but don't tell you the nuts and bolts of things. I was talking about this on a recent, I don't know if that episode is out yet, as of the date of this recording. It's not out yet. But there is an episode of the conference call. By the way, if you're not following the conference call, make sure you do that. The link will be in the description. But on the upcoming episode of the conference call, I talk about, no, it is out. I can't remember, but it's about travel. It's like part 2 of our travel show, or our travel series. Hold on. Actually, let me put my stuff on Do Not Disturb. I just realized I forgot to do that, and I don't want anything going off. I might just keep that in. So anytime I edit these videos, I try to do noise reduction. So you may or may not hear what just happened, but what just happened was apparently what sounds like a big ass truck just zoomed by and honked their horn twice as I'm saying I don't want any noise distractions. Yeah, so part 2 of that travel episode is me talking about like how people like are able to live these lives, traveling here, there, and everywhere, and every other week or every other post it seems like they're in a different country, and but people so rarely, in my opinion, and what I find is that people so rarely talk about how to do things. Again, the nuts and bolts, the logistics of things. And it's always just kind of from a high level, like, yes, I can do this, and I was able to do this, but it's never the how. The how is really never explained. So with that in mind, like I said, after watching my last tweet video, I was like, TJ, you didn't really. Yes, you talked about the metaphysical, the spiritual kind of aspect of it, but you didn't talk about the brass tacks. You didn't talk about the logistics, the financial logistics of how it's possible that I now am on and live off of the universe's payroll. So first of all, if you haven't watched the last episode of Tweed, I would recommend doing that prior to watching this video. Because this will be a continuation of that. So as you can see from the title, whatever that's going to be, because I haven't thought of that yet, I want to talk about money and finances, but not like, ooh, oh God, a video about money and finances. I want to specifically talk about kind of how I came to the conclusion, determination that yes, I can quit my job and felt comfortable enough doing it and not seeking another job. And I want to be fairly transparent. I mean, I'm not gonna be giving all my business out, but yeah, I just kind of want to talk about it because again, I just feel like too many people just say, yes, you can do this thing, but nobody says how. So before I make any type of like big decision like that, I look at the money I already have first. It's not just like, it's not instant. There's always a thought process behind it. And there's always, if it's a monetary or a financial decision, there's always a process of thinking and becoming confident in the fact that, yes, you can do this thing financially. So before I quit my job, I looked at how much I had saved and I felt confident that at least for a while, I would be okay. And for a while, I meant like maybe 3 months. I was like, all right, I'm going to give myself some time off. I'm going to give myself some time off to not work. And if I find that in like 3 months or so, I'm dead broke, then I guess I'll have to get a new job. I'm not a hardcore planner. I'm very much of a kind of a big picture person. So I see the things that can contribute to what I need to do for my goals, my success, or whatever. But I've never been the kind of person that will literally like write down step by step. Okay, you do this on this date, and you need to do this, and this could. That's just not really who I. That just doesn't come naturally to me. And so I again, I looked at different accounts that I had, like different savings accounts, different, whatever. And I was like, okay, that's not bad. And if I need to pull some money from this here or this place here, then I can do that. But again, it was never a strict kind of plan. And so that's how I went into it. Like, all right, I got X amount saved, X amount of dollars saved. I have this specifically. I was like, okay, and I do have a 401k that if need be, I can cash out. I felt confident. Now, what contributed to that confidence was again different accounts that I already had like put money into. One of them, for example, is an account that I had with Acorns, the Acorns app. Now, I'm going to start talking about these apps, and I want to be very clear that I am not sponsored. I am not sponsored by any of these companies or whatever. However, I will put links in the description because as a customer, with different businesses, you get like referral links or whatever. For a number of years, I had put money into that Acorns account. And so I was like, okay, I mean, why am I saving money if not for this, like a time like this? There is no income from a job. I have a certain amount saved. This is the time to use it. And that's something that I had to kind of think about because I feel like so often we're told save, 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 save. Always save money, always save money, always, always, always save money for a rainy day or whatever. And so I kind of, ever since I started working at like the age of 16, I've always had that mindset, like, okay, save money. And it was always like, well, what am I saving it for? Like, I mean, I'm saving it, but like, and there have been times where I've had to, dig into savings, of course. But it was always like, well, what am I, like, okay, I'll, dig in here and there and I'll put some money back into it or whatever. Um, but it was like, well, what am I really saving it for? If not for something big like this, like quitting your job. So so with Acorns, I was like, okay, I have this money. I can, it's available for my use. This is what I have been saving this money for. And so I at one point I was like, okay, cool. It's time to use this money. So I used the money that I had in my Acorns account. At one point I also started using Robinhood. Again, not sponsored, but I do have a link. I thankfully had saved enough money, but I didn't at the time. I didn't know it was enough because I literally did not do the math before quitting my job, because again, I'm not that kind of person. I'm just like, it feels like I can do it. It feels right. My intuition is telling me that it feels right, therefore I'm going to do it. And that's why I call it a leap of faith. I've been able to really see how these things work and operate, and even be able to like move money from one place to another, because this place is going to be better for my money. My money is going to grow here, and buying and selling stocks and mutual funds and all of this. And so all of that has really contributed to me not working for a year. In addition to me using my 401k from my last job, the one that I left. Now, with that, I was at that job for about 4.5 years. I started, when I first started the job, that's when I started contributing to a 401k at all. Again, I had worked for another company for 11 years. Never, not one time did I contribute to a 401k. Even though a number of people told me, well, you should, it's always a good thing to do, blah, 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 retirement, blah, blah, blah. But the younger you are, the less you think about retirement. But after becoming a financial advisor and seeing the value in saving for retirement, and really being taught that and ingrained that, and meeting with prospects and meeting with clients. So after leaving the role as financial advisor and coming into the role at my last job as investment operations specialist, which again, whole nother thing. That was a whole nother thing that taught me more about banking and it was with a bank. So I've been in this world for so long, in the finance and the banking and the money world for so long, that I'm so thankful for all of that knowledge. And so when I joined that organization, I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and contribute to a 401k, not knowing at all that that money would be so pivotal to my survival when I quit that job 4.5 years later. So thankfully, I had saved up enough. And you know what? I don't want to go into like the nuts and bolts of like how these investment vehicles work, like 401ks and stuff, on this video. However, if that can be of value or of use to someone, put it in the comments. And I would happily do another video, like kind of going into how these different apps work, stocks and bonds, 401ks. Yeah, so I started contributing to the 401k, and I didn't want to touch that money, because it's always beat into you that you never touch retirement money. You never touch retirement money until you get to retirement, because of penalties or whatever, penalties and taxes. But I was like, And I said this in the last tweet video. I was like, I feel like I'm retired from that part of my life, and therefore I'm retired. And so I took that money, or cashed out my 401k. And so yeah, that money played a big part in my survival, along with the savings that I had with Robinhood, the savings that I had with Acorns. And that's pretty much that's the bulk of how I have survived for over a year now without actually working. Now, with that also being said, there has been money that has come to me that had nothing to do with any of that. There's been money that come, for example, like right before I moved here to Clarksville, I got a completely out of the blue. I had no idea I was even owed this money. I got a check from an old insurance company that I was with, for a premium or payment that I had made, um, but that was like supposed to come back to me. And yeah, I was due a refund. Um, Again, I had no clue. I had no idea. So that's why that's what I mean. Like, I'm on the universe's payroll, and there's this merger, this meld of me being in the right place at the right time, always, meaning from job to job to job, and getting all that knowledge, and just being in these different places and learning these different things. Honestly, just by it's not like I tried to do any of this. Tired. I was like, I'm ready for the next thing. I don't know what the next thing is. I found the job as a financial advisor. I got hired. I was just on the journey. I was just on the journey to find what was next for me. I had no idea that this journey was going to lead me to this moment here. The universe has provided for me, and I have been lucky enough and privileged enough to be in these different spaces, and I just feel just so supremely grateful to be able to have this type of life and this type of knowledge. Because there are times when I think I was just a little boy growing up in Jackson, Mississippi, and the type of life and lifestyle that I have does not at all, it's very different from the way I grew up. It's very different from the way I grew up, and therefore I feel so lucky and blessed to be able to do the things that I do, to be able to accomplish the things that I accomplish and will accomplish. So yeah, I feel as though as I have grown and have been in these spaces to where I can learn more about money and finances and stocks and bonds and mutual funds and all that, it's like I feel truly lucky. I feel truly blessed because I have used that knowledge to get to where I am. So yeah. So yeah, it's a combination of the universe having my back, the universe always looking out for me, and hard work, and a little bit of privilege. Um, yeah. So that is how I'm able to do this, and that is how I have been able to do this for as long as I have. I trust that the universe will continue to provide and have me on payroll. And by that I mean not. I don't know what that continues to look like. It very well could be a new job comes my way. Um, it very well could be. I don't know. I don't know. I just want to make it clear that it's not all. It's not 100% like, oh, I'm just out here living free, you know. Although I am, it's not just I'm just out here living free and I quit my job and I had no money and I'm living lavishly, and that's not the case. And I want to be very clear and very transparent about that because again, I don't feel like people are clear enough or transparent enough about this type of things. So yeah, I think I'm gonna shut up talking now. It is 10:30. I signed up for a personal training session yesterday for 12 o'clock today. So I need to eat something and I guess get ready for that. Um, by the way, today I'm drinking positive energy tea, Yogi brand positive energy tea. I also, some time ago, had me a little bit of Tweedle Farms full spectrum CBD oil. As you can see that, darling, 1,000 milligrams. Now, this 1,000 milligrams, it does, it's fairly pretty good. I think I need to go up to 1,500. Tweedle Farms, once again, girl, if y'all want to send me a care package or something, that would be a great way to show like the universe, like having my back. Anyway, thanks for watching this episode of Tweed. Fashion Show Friday will be back this Friday. Again, no, there was not episode last week because tired. But we'll be back I will be back this Friday because I'm on break for 2 weeks. So thank you again for watching. Thank you again for liking, subscribing, notification belling, sharing, watching, viewing. I really appreciate every single view, truly. Was there anything else that I left out? I don't think so. Follow the official conference call. Thank you for watching. Come back next week. Come back Friday. And again, if talking a little bit more about like finances and stuff would be interesting to people, let me know in the comments, and I'm happy to do that. Because again, one thing I really enjoy. It makes me feel good for my blessings to be a blessing to other people. So if there's something that I have gained throughout my life that can help other people or help someone else, I would love to do that. So yeah, if that would be helpful to anybody, just put it in the comments. Thank you. So yeah, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you later. So yeah, deuces. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.